Allan McNish began his career in karting like fellow Dumfries and Galloway driver David Coulthard. McNish credited the start given to both of them and Dario Franchitti as being largely down to David Leslie Sr. and Jr. of touring car fame. And both McNish and Coulthard were awarded a McLaren Autosport BRDC Young Driver of the Year award. Coming from karting, he then finished runner-up in F3 and had several good performances in F3000. Looking to make his F1 debut. F1 in that era had a packed grid of regulars and pay drivers behind them in the weaker teams, and he just couldn't get a seat. McNish lost out despite having the talent and went into sports cars instead, winning the Le Mans 24 Hours 3 times, winning the American Le Mans series, taking multiple victories in the 12 Hours of Sebring and multiple other endurance and sports cars events. McNish was actually similarly rated as Coulthard as a youngster, and Coulthard famously got his shot after the death of Senna replacing him at Williams. Had McNish got the seat, it may have been very different. Even so, he finally got his chance in 2002 at Toyota. However, this was Toyota's first ever season in F1. The car was just about competitive, although a backmarker that was way too heavy and aerodynamically one of the worst on the grid that year. His teammate was Mika Salo, who was a seasoned F1 driver already, but he competed fairly well just behind him overall, occasionally out-qualifying him and outpacing him in the race, and generally keeping good pace in the poor machinery he had. Toyota actually became a decent team in years afterwards, never quite winning a Grand Prix but getting 5 second places and running at the sharp end towards the end of their F1 involvement. Sadly, the car in their first season with McNish and Salo was just not good enough, and McNish making his debut at the late age of 32. Of course, Mansell won his F1 title at more or less retirement age in his late 30s, and Damon Hill actually started F1 just slightly before McNish at age 31. With his talent and experience, it was always possible that he could have actually competed for the title in F1. That was certainly some of the more positive talk that was going around as he got his seat. And although not spectacularly, he had a solid first season. Perhaps one bad incident where he had a huge crash at Spa. One of his strengths also in F1 and sports car was McNish was a technically very intelligent man and could give great feedback on the car. But for the second season, Toyota wanted young, exciting drivers and he lost his seat. Sadly, not quite acquiring a seat elsewhere, he went back into sports cars. He was so dominant in sports cars at times before and after his F1 career, but he's an example of why F1 is such an elite sport in terms of drivers. Even guys with great pedigree in racing often barely get a chance to show themselves. Like the sword in the stone, many have come, few have succeeded.